My name is Jeremy. We're going to do a couple drawings today. If you've watched before, you might notice that I have my camera in kind of a different position. Well, I have it actually pinned to my shirt. That way, when I'm drawing something, I'm focusing on it. I have a tendency to lean in and pull the paper close to me. I noticed that in my earlier camera setup, that kept getting, oh my gosh, that kept putting things out of view of the camera. Hello, cat. So I'm going to try it this way. If it's way too shaky and too difficult to see, then I'll probably find something else to do. But if not, I'm going to use my cat's tail as a paintbrush. No. Okay. But if not, I might do something similar to this for a while. If it looks too shaky, let me know. Alright, now there's cat hair all over my paper. Great. Thank you, cat. Okay, so, like always, I think we're going to start off with a, it's like a practice. Warm up. I forgot to lock my cats out of the room today. So, they were sitting peacefully on the bed. But now, he's decided, Peanut Butter Cat has decided to come up here and sit with me. Okay, so I had this idea for my first intro drawing, and well, I'm gonna work on it, and we'll see if it turns out how I thought it would be. First, usually when I'm working with Sharpies, I don't do an outline of any kind, but this time I think I will. Let's see. Just like a very basic one, though. Get out of here. I'm gonna have to throw you out if you don't behave. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm just drawing like a real quick outline of what it is, the idea that I had in my head last night. That way to kind of get an idea of where I need to put my Sharpie marks. Alright, well, let's begin. First, so this is going to be like a cake. So I think what I'm going to do first is do like the frosting kind of on top. And I'm going to have the frosting kind of overlap or kind of run over the top of the actual cake part. That way it looks like it's like stacked on top, it's like dripping down. I'm probably going to put some strawberries or something on top of that later. I'll do the frosting for over here real quick. What I'm going to have is I think I'm going to have I want to change this real quick. So, what I'm drawing is not just a cake, but it is like a monster cake. It's gonna have like a monster mouth and eyes and stuff on it. I think it might be a little bit too hard to see what I'm doing like this. I'm gonna put the camera back to how I had it before. So it's gonna get a little dizzy in just a moment. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm just gonna have to be more conscious of where I have my my paper positioned. Okay, so anyway, my monster cake is gonna have some eyes in one layer. It's gonna have a mouth in one layer. Put We're going to put the mouth like there. And then it's going to have, since it's the title card, it will have the writing right here. And it doesn't have to look too fancy right now because I'm going to be, redoing it. Redoing it later. So, for our cake, let's make our frosting on this layer here. We're gonna have our kind of like scary looking eyes right here. I might have to make some frosting angry eyebrows. I have a big drip of frosting on the side here. Alright, and then, let's see. How are we going to do the mouth here? I think what we'll do is we'll have like a little bit of frosting here. Like this. We'll have the mouth come down. And then I think we're going to have this part of the cake kind of lift up too to be the upper part of the mouth. There we go. And last we'll put some over here. Now, like I said, this is just like my warm-up picture, my warm-up drawing, so even if it doesn't look super awesome, that's okay with me. Just to get me in the drawing mood for the rest of our pictures for today. There's our basic outline. Alright, so now we're going to do the mouth. I want it to kind of look like the cake is being like pushed down, kind of. And the problem with having like an exact idea of what you want your picture to look like in your head is that a lot of times once you start drawing, you might not be able to completely communicate that idea from your brain to your hand to the paper. But in the end, it's not that big of a deal really. If you're drawing something and it's not looking super great, and you don't need to give up on it. Just keep going, just keep adding more and more to it. And sometimes you find that the more you add, the better it looks. Alright, so scary. Well, we've got our mouth and our eyes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all of my pencil lines right now just to make it cleaner so I don't get confused on what I'm doing. My needy eraser. Like I think I said in the last episode, I don't know how old this eraser actually is. It's at least a couple years old. But it still works okay, it looks like. Picks up the lines. The only part that doesn't really help is with where I've pushed down so hard with the pencil that I've actually like made a crease in the paper. Which I have a tendency to do. I'm very heavy-handed when I'm drawing. All right, so now we're gonna make the eyes. What I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna make them kind of like a cat's eye, or like a reptilian kind of eye. Put some big teeth on this guy. put some little smaller teeth in the middle, and then some bigger ones on the outside there. Yeah, it's looking good. Looking menacing. A menacing cake. It actually looks pretty goofy to me, but oh well. Let's give him some terrifying frosting eyebrows. Here, we'll make him kind of like dripping down like this. Yeah. Maybe I shouldn't have drawn that line there before, but that's okay. There, we can make some drips. There we go. That's looking pretty goofy to me. Should we put some inner eye in here, like some well, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And color that in a little bit. It's not bad. I mean, it's pretty silly looking, but that's okay. Let's just get this all, color this in real quick. It's cartoony. My back has been very sore lately, so I have this this rice pack that my wife got online. I think she got it from Etsy maybe or something like that. But the rice that the person put in it, it's like, it was like chicken flavored rice. So now every time you heat it up, it makes the whole room smell like chicken. Which could be a good thing or a bad thing. But it works well. It helps my back feel a little bit better. Alright, there's our goofy cake. I think we're going to put some, I was thinking strawberries earlier, but I think I'm going to put some candles actually on top. Maybe it's like a birthday cake. Put 3 candles on it. No, probably 4. This soundtrack I'm playing is actually from the second Spyro game. I know I played the first one on Wednesday, and I like it. It's just so nostalgic for me. We're going to make these candles. We're going to give them some stripes. Because you have to have stripy birthday candles. Give them some wicks. Like that. We'll add some color in a little bit. Alright. Now, let me make the title real quick. Make it look like it's made out of frosting. Make it like kind of wobbly. The good thing about writing this so many times for each time I stream is that it gets easier for me to spell it correctly. That would be really silly if I spelled it wrong after saying that. I-N-S-P-I-R-A-T-I-O-N. I think that's right. Spelling does not come naturally to me. It is, spelling and math. Difficult. Those are my difficult subjects there. I did always like art class in school, but I never seemed to get to do it as much as I wanted. Yeah, let's make that. That in really wasn't that wobbly. I don't spend a lot of time looking at cakes, so I'm not really quite sure how frosting, like, I've never really analyzed frosting, how it falls. That's a weird thing to say, but hopefully this will look kind of like frosting. That A looks really weird. There we go. Almost finished now. And alright. My crazy angry cake. Let's throw some colors on here real quick. Let's see. What do you think? What color should I use? I was thinking strawberries earlier. Maybe I'll use this nice light pink color. But yeah, I can use this like hot pink color. I want to make the inside of the cake kind of like a vanilla. You know, I might use this one for the inside for the actual cake itself. And I think I'll use the light pink for the frosting. And then for the eyes, I want to make them kind of like an orange. Well, let's try it out. Oh, wait. There's one more thing I need. Let's start at the top and just work our way down. First, the candles. I know I could have drawn like little flames or something, but I think I'm just going to do it like that. I am going to use this hot pink for the stripes on the candles here. I just wanted to use the hot pink. It's a nice color. There we go. Let's make the wax that's dripping down. Let's also, I guess, color that. Well, I guess wax is usually white, isn't it? Even if it's colored. Oh well. That's that. What other color was I going to use? The candles. Ah, yes. Here we go. Use some of this like white purple, this lavender color. There. Looks pretty nice. I like lavender a lot. Purple might be... Well, I don't really have a favorite color. I use all of them quite frequently, so... I don't know. Alright. Let's color in this frosting. Uh-oh. This pen might need to be retired after this one, after this drawing. It's a little scratchy. I don't like my Sharpies to be scratchy. I like them to glide pretty smoothly. I want my Sharpies to be wet. Well, it's kind of working itself out a little bit. Maybe it was just underused. Let's get that pink filled in here. Maybe I should You know what? Before I put in the next frosting color for the eyebrows, I think I'll do the cake. Let's see. It kind of looks like peach. I guess maybe it could be a peach cake. Peach flavored. Why not? Delicious peach cake. That's probably a thing. I'm sure somebody has made it. There we go. So since today is Friday, I've done about a week of drawing pictures about the game Cuphead and the characters from that. I think today will be the last Cuphead day, and then next week I might move on to a different, a different fandom. I'm not sure which one yet. I have a couple in mind that I might like to do. I was thinking about Bendy and the Ink Machine, since it's kind of the same idea. It's that old cartoon look to it. But just like Cuphead, I've never actually played that game. I know the first one, like the first episode or whatever of it, is free to play. Maybe I should do that at some point. But I'm not sure. That might be too similar. I was also thinking about Over the Garden Wall, which is also similar in its style, an old cartoony kind of style to it, with a bit more modern twist, maybe. And that has some really good characters in it, so there'd be like some pretty good, drawing fodder, for lack of a better word. This pen is having a rough time too, making a good solid line. You can really see the difference between the strokes. I think I need some new Sharpies. So that's an option. I was thinking Futurama. Futurama is a great show. My wife goes to sleep watching Futurama, so I know pretty much every episode by heart, more or less. So I could draw some Futurama. I've done paintings of the characters before. If you go onto my storefront at Society 6 under Inky Inspiration, you can see I did a fancy painting of Fry. In one episode, he says that he was practicing painting for Leela, so he holds up this fancy portrait of himself he did. Now I just said that I know every episode by heart, so I should know which episode that is, but I can't remember. So I painted that, and then I also painted a picture of Bender as a fancy portrait, dressed up as Super King, his new Justice League, new Justice Team, sorry. His new Justice Team costume. Who knows? Maybe someday I'll grab some of my canvas and my paints, and I'll do another one of those portraits kind of on this show. That might be a good idea. So that's an option for next week's kind of fandom. Let's see. I was thinking Enter the Gungeon too, since that's, cartoony. Fun game. Once again, a game that I'm not very good at. I think I've never made it to the bullet hell level. I've never beaten the final boss. I have one part of the point of Enter the Gungeon is that there's a giant dungeon made out of a giant bullet that fell from heaven, And so everything inside the Gungeon is gun themed, and there's like a gun cult living inside. And at the very, very, I can't think if it's the top or the bottom. At the very end of the Gungeon, there is a gun that can kill the past. And so the characters you can choose to play as, they all have some regret in their past that they want to kill that moment in past, basically be able to redo it. This thing is looking weird. But once you get down to, I think, like the 5th level or so, and you find like the master gunsmith, and she tells you that the gun that will kill the past won't work unless you've built the bullet that goes in it. So even if you make it to the very end of the game, if you don't have the components of the bullet given, or even if you haven't, each level has one component of the bullet that you need to give the master gunsmith, and she will create the bullet for you. So you could go through the whole game and beat the boss and everything, and it still wouldn't matter because you don't have the bullet for the gun. And it could be tricky getting it, getting the pieces for it. I only have one piece from it, given to the gunsmith. So it's not easy. It's not an easy game. But there's some weird looking enemies, and it's kind of it's a cool game. It goes very far with its theming. It has one premise. Everything is like a gun in the Gungeon, and it goes for it. The bullet, or the enemies are all, I don't know, gun themed somehow. A lot of them are like bullet cases. Like the basic main enemy you can fight in that game is just like a bullet. He's a bullet with a gun that shoots bullets. And there's like sentient shotgun shells walking around, and they'll shoot shotguns at you. There's ghost bullets, and they're called the Spent, which I think is really funny. Like a spent bullet, a spent shell is like a bullet that's already been fired, and it's like the leftovers of it. So it's like it already died, but then it comes back. So it's like a ghost. It can kind of fade away and then reappear at a different part of the room. And it's a very cartoony game too. So I like drawing cartoons. I think I definitely don't want to draw anything that's too realistic. There's Adventure Time, but I know it's coming to an end if it has not yet already finished, which is a good, strange, sometimes very disturbing show. But it seems like a lot of people do Adventure Time. Alright, this pen's probably going to go in the trash. Sorry, pen. Alright, I think I'm going to do, different colors on different stages of this frosting. The different layers of cake. I think I'm going to alternate between the light pink and the light purple. Let's make it a little bit more interesting. If y'all have any suggestions of like a good fandom to do next time, or if you like one of the suggestions that I just was musing about just now, let me know. Let let me know in the comments here, or you can send me an email at inkyinspirationj@gmail. Oh, almost put the wrong color there. There we go. I might just pick one at random. Eventually, if I do this long enough, I'll probably go through all of them in any case. Are y'all excited for Christmas starting up? Or starting up, Christmas coming soon? I guess it has already been started. Dang it. Well, we'll just go over that. It'll make it a little bit darker in that area, but that's okay. Too focused on talking and not enough on what I'm doing. Oh well. I love Christmas time. It just seems like that out of all the holidays, that's the day that the most people participate in. And I think we have the most kind of, in our family at least, we have the most traditions out of all the holidays. All right. I think for the lettering on here, I might alternate between. No, I'm going to leave it for now. I'm going to do the eyes. I wish I had a red pen. This orange is pretty dark. It's almost like red, but not quite. I want to put like a little bit of almost like blood stains on the tip of these teeth. This cake has killed before. If you're not careful, do it again. Oh, it's so dumb looking. Alright, you know what? I think I'm just going to leave it how it is right now. I'm going to leave these letters blank here. Because I've already spent half an hour on this, and there were other things I wanted to do. Alright, well, that's it for my stupid monster cake. Put all this away.